It has been the most beautiful day ever, and it just started downpouring. Like, I don't even think it's been here for 2 minutes, and it's already slowing down, but wow. What a blessing! Oh my goodness, so pretty. With this Gemini new moon, there came a lot of initiations because I had set my intention to come into more play, more spontaneity, to bring vitality back into my life. And it became so apparent how confined and how limited my life had become. Even during the first half of the waxing cycle, I really struggled to find new ways of doing. I mean, the best I could do was go take a cooking class and be with my garden and just enjoy nature as my body really started to understand what it meant to come into play again. And shortly before the full moon, so as we were, waxing towards the full moon, the magic of life started appearing to me with the abundance of colors and fruit and love that was in the world around me. And I took a lot of solace in this because during this time of the lunar cycle, excuse me, which is normally very full of life and energy as I'm creating my intention fuller, it was really a time of presence and slowing down and deep exhaustion. I mean, my inner child was so calling out for attention and space And in order to remember play and spontaneity in my life, I really had to slow down. But it was all around me, this magic, even in the adorable life around me, you know, these bunnies playing and hopping and chasing one another is evidence that play is natural and easy to come by if we are in tune with our cycles. And it was very evident how out of tune with my cycles I have been. And this intention to come into deeper forms of play meant I had to also learn how to rest and like really rest. And my favorite teacher for this are, of course, my beautiful kittens. They are experts in play and experts in rest. And as I moved through the final moments of this waxing moon, I had all this exhaustion in my body, and I really learned how to move it through my body, move with it, contract with it, open up space so that I could release the grief, the pain, the exhaustion, and come into a little bit more freedom and pleasure and sensuality, which is really where our vitality comes from. So it was really nice to take the time to sit and be with what was real and true and evident in my life. And it was a really slow cycle for me as the moon waxed, but it was so necessary. Good morning, moons. So it is a waxing gibbous moon, which means the full moon is just around the corner, and with it our beautiful summer solstice. So the wheel of the year is turning again, and we are headed into a new season. The way that I work with seasons is there's about 3 or 4 moons a season. So this moon, for me, even though the summer solstice will be here, is considered a spring season just because the new moon began in spring. And so the next new moon will be our summer moon, and I'm thrilled that summer is here. My intention was to play more, and not just like fun, like go out and be more playful and joyous and laugh more. Excuse me. It was really to bring more play into the aspects of my life that I'm taking very seriously, because I'm a very well-to-do adult and I've learned how to take things seriously. So I'm trying to bring some like levity to my life, and I'm finding it very activating, very challenging. Shortly after I set that intention, you know, as it can happen, the initiation or I don't really love this term, but I'm going to use it because it's been coming up a lot in my own field, but like the test that follows the new intention kind of arrives. And these last 2 weeks, normally they are like easy, and it's all about growing, and it's all about like cultivating your intention more until the full moon. They have just been like very shadowy for me. I mean, it was just so in my face how serious I take some things in my life, like my relationship, you know. I gotta like work on my relationship, I gotta fix my relationship, I gotta fix myself to fix my relationship, I have to do all these things, and I have to be a better partner, and I have to, you know, show up more for all my other relationships and friendships. And there was just all this like pressure and seriousness around my relationships, not just romantic but otherwise. So that was a really big one. And another one was with my business and my money and my finances, and you know, just being a responsible, independent person. I was taking this very seriously too, which is hard not to. I mean, that's the world that we live in, the society that we live in. And yet, I set this intention with the knowing that I was taking my life too seriously, and because of that, things were getting just, a little lackluster in my life. There wasn't enough spontaneity. There was just a lot of reservation. I wasn't feeling very expressed in my heart, in my soul, and yeah, I was just confined. I've been confined in these places in my life, and with it came all these initiations and tests, and I feel like I'm just now getting out of it after my personal cycle came. So that feels good. It's like I've released some of the old ways of being, and even though we're nearing the full moon, I finally feel like the ground has been laid where I can begin to cultivate some deeper play. And this hasn't been to say that I haven't played this moon cycle, because I have found many moments of joy and pleasure, but I've also found a lot of challenges, and it was a difficult couple of 2 weeks for me as the moon waxed to full. And I'm just really looking forward to the next half of this cycle. Yeah, so I'm hoping to bring in more play, and that was my new moon intention. And here at the full moon, or nearing the full moon, I'm getting more attuned to what that may look like, so that over the full moon and the waning moon, I have the opportunity to really see this deeper into my body and into my way of life. And this might be an intention that doesn't just take me one moon. This might be an intention that takes me many moons to cultivate, and there will be nuances in how this playfulness, this spontaneity, this awe and wonder come back into my life, because it's there, and I just need to lighten up a little. I need to go easier on myself, and not put all these pressures on myself to be productive and successful and the best version of myself all the time. I am human. I get to enjoy the sunrises. I get to enjoy the moment. I get to lay around like a cat and be with my garden and not have to think so much too. I can go out and do handstands in the middle of the street if I want, and dance in the rain, and take some time to really play and indulge in my senses and not have it feel like it's a waste of time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of this cycle brings more play and awe and wonder into my life. It's the full moon, and I made myself a little flower crown for the first time ever, and it was super fun. I felt like a beautiful child again who was just living in the moment and, playing in the garden and seeing the fairies and being invited to just commune with life. And it was really fun, and I think I'm going to continue doing it as often as I can. So beautiful here. The summer solstice is finally here, which means we're in the height of summer here in the northern hemisphere, and that means all the light, all the activity, all the fun, all the play, all the blooming, all this life coming forward to be seen and celebrated and honored. And now we're slowly descending back, as far as light goes, into darkness. So the days from this point forward are getting shorter, though we're still in the middle of summer. So we have quite a few days of lots and lots of beautiful sun. And then autumn is upon us, the fall equinox. But that's, like I said, a couple months away. So it's just time to enjoy the harvest of this year. And, well, not necessarily the harvest, but, the blossoms of this year, and come out into the world. And it's where all the magic is. All the fairies come out to play. All the trickster energy is alive and well. And it's all just really, really beautiful. So I'm super here for it. Plus, it's Cancer season now, and I'm a Cancer. So I am all about the water. I'm all about the feelings. I'm all about the hot, hot summer and being just with the flow, being with the fluid motion of creation and, feelings and all the good stuff, all the low stuff, all the depths, all the heights. It's like a dolphin, diving down into the ocean and then springing up into the air with joy and love and playfulness. And then once again, enjoying the depths of the cool, warm ocean. So excited, and I'm looking forward to the waning part of this phase. It's been a long journey these last 2 weeks. Lots of shadow, lots of inner child work that I had to clear out so that I could manifest my intention for more play and more spontaneity in my life, because I was a very serious adult, and I still am. So there's a lot to learn here, but I do feel lighter, and there is levity here on this new moon, or this full moon, and I'm excited to see how it continues to take root inside of me over the waning moon. Till next time, may magic find you. And yeah, it was so worth it, because this is what I love about lunar cycle work, is you start out one way during the new moon, and if you hold onto the thread of awareness throughout the entire cycle, unattached from how you think it should look, you are surprised at the energies, the synchronicities, the opportunities to deepen into that intention in ways that you may have never dreamed or thought up, at the time of setting your intention. There was no way for me to know that shortly after the summer solstice, I would be feeling the abundant magic all around me, and that I would want to create, a beautiful herbal blend for the rest of the cycle that I can use to, help my body with inflammation and other symptoms of releasing exhaustion. But there was just so much play and connectedness that it effortlessly came through, because I took the time to be with that part of me that had learned how to be so serious, that had learned how to just focus on, doing and surviving. And once all of that was witnessed and brought up and released, there was space for magic, for creation, for connection, for deep presence and being with what wanted to come through. And there was no resistance in me at this point, because I had felt so connected to the energy around me that there was no judgments of, is this the right thing to do? Am I being productive? It just was so clear in my body that this was what was next. This was what was needed. And I went with it, and I I was just one with it all. I just gave myself over to the moment. And that is play. That is spontaneity. This is the stuff of life. This is what we as children know. This is what we know before we are taught or conditioned to be successful or, responsible. We still need those things too, but there's this beautiful balance that I learned this cycle, and I really am a new person because of it. I do think that there's still a lot to move through, and there is still moments of exhaustion in my body, but there's so much light and levity and play, and that vitality has returned to me, and it's honestly been something I've missed for a really long time. So I'm really happy that I took the time this cycle to set the intention that would free me the most. And in so doing, I got really connected to what needs to come through me and what I really need and the things that I really need to be doing, which, are so simple. It's connecting with myself every morning, taking time to come into my breath, to notice the life around me, to be with all that is here. And, at the height of summer, we are just about to enter our Cancer season with this Cancer new moon that's coming. And it's all about nurturing. It's all about presence. And it's all about feeling our feelings. And I feel divinely set up for this next lunar cycle. I have no idea what awaits, but I know that the ground has been set, and I have a better idea of how to be with what arises, which is what Cancer is all about. She is all about the watery fluidness of being with what is here, feeling what is here without any story, narration, trying to figure it out. It is just the opportunity to really commune with life, to commune with spirit, to commune with our bodies, and come into the interconnectedness that is life. So with that, I am so looking forward to this Cancer new moon, and I know that it will be magical and divine.